Double standards. We've all experienced something in life that just wasn't fair. And there were probably some points in life where you got the more favorable outcome. And what a double standard is, it's a principle set in place that highly benefits one person and then leaves another person in the shitter. I wouldn't have gotten this video idea if it wasn't for TommyNFG, so the link to his channel will be in the description. Whether you're at school, work, or in the dating game, there's a lot of shit that's gonna be unfair. Now we need to start with being short versus being tall. Now, unfortunately, you can't really do much about this. I mean, there really are some motherfuckers out there that get height surgery, which is crazy. They'll get some metal rod inserted into their leg. Now, I'm not short myself, okay? But, you know, sometimes when you're short, some people will not take you serious. The amount of times people will clown you, give you a little head pat and be like, you're getting up there, buddy. Even like your family clowns you. Like that's some shit your uncle would say to you at the function. But they're also making a bunch of products that like quote unquote increase your height. I guess they just make you appear taller. Like I found these height boosting shoes on Instagram, but I feel like if you wore shit like that, people are gonna clown you even more, because when it comes time to take your shoes off, you're suddenly gonna drop like 4 inches. But especially like those height boosting heels on TikTok. And plus, if you wear these, you're probably gonna trip in public, which is even more embarrassing. But when it comes to dating as a short guy, even if you are above the average height, which is like 5'9", 5'10", some people will still not accept that. Like you gotta be as tall as the Green Giant or else it's over. You're done. Like some people that are like say 5 feet tall are gonna say like, oh, I need somebody that's 6'4". Like they're almost a whole 1.5 feet taller. But at the end of the day, I get it though, you know, people have their preferences, but me personally, that just wouldn't work for me. I just don't see the vision here. Like I'd have to look way down at them every time I gotta talk to them. And this also happens to girls that are taller too, same type of thing. But when you're tall, motherfuckers act like you're an NBA prospect and you just gotta get ready to be drafted, because if you don't, it's just wasted potential. The NBA is calling your name, especially if you're over 6 feet. People are going to expect you to play basketball. But next, we got to talk about being ugly versus being pretty. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of double standards that take place here. Like if you're a more attractive person, people are going to treat you a lot better, you know, especially when it comes to shooting that first shot or flirting or whatever. I'm just going to make an example hypothetical. I'm not saying everybody does this, okay? But if a guy hits on a girl and she sees him as a 10 out of 10, vice versa, it's fine. But if you go up to her and she sees you as ugly, oh, she's calling the cops now, bro. It's over. And sometimes craziest part is some motherfuckers will film you. People will flame you in the group chats. I don't know. Maybe that's just like a on the internet thing, because that's just what seems to go viral. People are just stretching the truth, saying they got harassed at the gym or some shit, even though bro just asked if you were using a machine. And there were actually people in the comment section that said, oh my god, this is harassment, unbelievable. That's why I'm a little bit nervous to approach people. You don't know what kind of person you're gonna have to deal with. Most people are nice and down to earth though. You're occasionally gonna meet some crazy people though. But another place where pretty people seem to thrive is Instagram or TikTok. Like some girls and guys like do some videos where like, I don't know, a girl will do some TikTok dance and then a guy will do like some cringy ass thirst trap video. And then a month later, he's a social media sensation. He's getting brand deals. He got millions of followers just because so many people find him attractive. But if a dude that people think is ugly is doing the same shit, nah, it's over. Say goodbye to your digital footprint too. Now you are on camera, swinging your goddamn feet in the air in max resolution. Say goodbye to any job you wanted in the future, bro. It's gone. Now we gotta talk about being the oldest sibling. All right, listen, if you're the oldest sibling, you are getting reprimanded to hell, bro. Your parents are not letting anything slide. You're their first kid, so they're gonna make sure that everything goes right and that you're a fucking doctor that went to Harvard. You live in a nice suburban home with a family of 4 and a white picket fence. They want everything to be perfect. That was a bit of an over-exaggeration, but you get it. Me and my brother were twins, so we were born on the same day, and we didn't have any younger sibling. We were both raised at the same time, and yeah, our parents were kind of overprotective sometimes. Like, I would always have to leave sleepovers early. I couldn't stay at my friend's house to sleep over until I was in like 6th 6th grade. So I have some friends that are the oldest in their family, and then I have some friends that are the youngest. And the people that have told me they're the youngest sibling, a lot of times they tell me parents are like super laid back with them and they really don't care what they do, because as the oldest, I couldn't even do anything on my own. Now that I've entered adulthood like a few years ago, I can pretty much do whatever the hell I want now. So it does get better when you get older, but some parents are too much of a helicopter parent. They don't know how to let go, you know, because the oldest for them is like a fucking trial run. They don't really know exactly what they're doing yet. They kind of just have to figure it out as they go. So of course that's why they're going to be like more overprotective, and sometimes they will favor the youngest child. They'll let them do anything. Like say the youngest child smashes a plate or something. Oh, he's just a little rambunctious. But if the oldest kid had the urge to just fucking throw a plate on the ground, he's grounded, he's losing his Xbox, he's losing his phone. Now he's locked up in solitary confinement. While the youngest kid, nothing happened to him. He left that situation scot-free. I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but those are just experiences I've heard from people having a younger sibling. Okay, now we gotta talk about being fat versus being skinny. My experience of being fat in elementary school, people just absolutely cooked me, and I was just getting roasted like no tomorrow. And I mean, I was kind of asking for it. You know, my diet was horrible. Like I was eating Oreo cakesters almost on a daily basis, and every snack I saw in the aisle that was either sweets or just junk food in general, I would want to put that shit in the cart. We would be leaving with like $300 grocery store orders because of my fat ass. Half the damn cost was due to my snacks. So I would just look at an item and be like, please, can we get this? Please, can we get this? My parents tried to instill healthy eating habits in me, but it just didn't work. As a result, I went to school and I just got cooked. That's what happened. But I feel like nowadays, when there's somebody who's a girl that's fat, that's getting made fun of, a bunch of people like to point towards body positivity. But as a guy, you remain the ass crack of the joke. It's one thing if it's just a joke between friends, but sometimes you're literally just always the joke and it's mad annoying. But if it was my friend that was like constantly getting joked about, yeah, I would feel bad for bro, because I wouldn't want to hear shit like, oh, I ate all the snacks or I caused an earthquake every day either. Like Queso, for example, he plays into the joke, but I'm sure he gets tired of it at some point, especially when there's like thousands of chat messages. And there's also some people that just go way too far and just say shit that's just uncalled for. Okay, but next we got to talk about your boss having bias. Now, of course, in some work scenarios, your boss picks favorites, or they just pick people to screw over for whatever reason. Like for example, you take a little extra time on your break for the day because you were working hard, or you were slaving away in that damn office, and then your boss is on your head for going 1 minute over your break. Oh, the favorite though, oh, he could go 10 minutes over his break and no one gives a f. They act like in that 1 minute they were about to lock in this crazy deal that was gonna make the company millions of dollars. When I was new at my supermarket job, people did not like me, all right? They were finding any reason to get on my head. And I mean, I sucked ass at my job, so you know what? It was kind of deserved. But sometimes they just yelled at me for no reason. Like one time I wanted to call in sick, and it's not like it was a reoccurring thing. Like I constantly was calling in sick. I felt like I ate a burrito out of the cafeteria, like I was just not feeling it. I didn't want to throw up on the register or anything. It would have just made things worse. But what she said to me was, oh, so you can go into school, but you can't come to work? At this point, I couldn't drive. My parents weren't home, so I just had to thug that shit out at school. And I tried explaining that to her, but she just wasn't getting it. After I explained it to her, she had this snarky attitude. She was like, okay, got it. All right, bye. I think this lady was like a manager, I'm pretty sure. It's not like I called out sick like 20 times either. Like, could I please just stay home, bro? I feel like death. I'm about to throw up. But what's crazy is that these managers would be doing the same shit. They would take a lot of days off and they would take long breaks. But next we got to talk about body count. All right, now, of course, this one favors guys, you know, like if guys have like an extremely high body count, they're seen as a beast. Everybody sees them as a legend in the streets and the sheets. But yeah, for going around as a guy doing that, you will be praised. But as a girl, people would call you a hoe and all this other shit. Your friends would cook you. Say a guy and a girl both had over 300 bodies. They're both hoes. I don't care. Like, the guy is not a legend. He has like 50 STDs he's not telling you about. And it's the same dudes that be sleeping around that are like, oh, I want her to have 0 bodies, 0 history with other guys, been in 0 relationship. That's not gonna happen nowadays, bro. We're not in the 1950s anymore. If you're around the age where you want to settle down with somebody seriously, they've definitely been in relationships with other guys before. But next we got money, paper, cheese, whatever the hell you want to call it. If you're a guy, you gotta stack that cheese. Again, this is probably just an online thing, but I've seen videos of people saying like, oh, if you don't make 50K a month, you're broke and no girl's gonna want to date you. But that's not true at all, bro. All you gotta do is be able to provide for your family. That's really it. You don't have to have yachts, mansions, supercars, any of that shit. It doesn't matter. It's nice, but it's just material goods at the end of the day. That shouldn't matter when it comes to your physical connection with another human being. And if somebody really cares about you and money's tight, they will be there for you in that situation. Instead of saying some bullshit like, ugh, ew, you're broke now. Goodbye. And it's always the people that sit on their ass and do nothing that always say shit like that, which is crazy. Like, how are you gonna tell me I gotta make 300K a year when you don't even have a job? That is crazy. But sorry, half this video sounded like a an ASMR video. I'm recording this shit at 2 a.m. But as you could tell from this video, social media has caused a lot of problems for dating. If you want to find out why, click on this video. Just do it.